This Week 3 NFL Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by MyBookie.ag. Right now, in honor of football, MyBookie is offering up to $1,000 in free bets using the promo code SGP. That's right, $1,000 in bonus bets on your first deposit when you use the promo code SGP. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. Welcome, everyone, to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Just, it's been a great 48 hours, Sean. It's been a swell 48 hours.
And why is that?
Well, I've done nothing but just allowed myself to fully immerse in the spin cycle of hope, which probably a dangerous thing.
We need to get a spinning sound effect when the spin zone is happening. You're talking, of course, about Daniel Jones Scones. He has been named the starter. Breaking news.
He has.
Eli Manning not named the starter. He was named 3 or 4 times this year, but now he's been unnamed as Daniel Jones takes the helm, the throne.
But he's still the backup, Sean.
Yes,
and I did put some thought into this. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to lay him. He doesn't deserve a eulogy. He doesn't deserve a bullet in the back of the head quite yet.
Eli Manning.
Quite yet. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, because you've already done when he got benched for Geno Smith. We did the Eli funeral.
Yeah.
The whole eulogy.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
As Eli points out, quote, "I'm not dying.
Yeah.
The season's not over. I'm the second string quarterback."
Oh, God damn it. You stole my quote.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Take it.
I'm the second string quarterback of the New York Giants and has to, quote, learn how to run a scout team. Can we can the Eli Manning love fest end? Do we have to also we get it. He won 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
Do we have to go, he's a great teammate. He's taking it so well. What's he going to say? Just flip over a table? Of course. He got fired.
Yeah,
he knows he sucks.
Well,
he's seen what he's done the past couple of years. The Giants, since 2017, the Giants 8-26. The Browns 8-25-1. The Browns had an 0-16 season, and he hasn't been able to beat them out. He knows. Eli Manning knows what good football is. He knows he's not been a good quarterback. Yeah. The only one fighting it is Sean O'Hara and me sarcastically on Twitter. Those are the only 2 people standing up for Eli Manning. I really enjoyed my tweet about, knee-jerk reaction from management, just pulling Eli Manning, Super Bowl winning quarterback, for no good reason.
The best part is how people thought. I mean, I assumed you weren't listening to WFAN in New York.
Oh.
But the response is, and then I heard a clip from this show later on. One of the just horrendously stereotypical East Coast New York beat reporters, Paul Dottino. But the name tells you, right?
Yeah.
He's a walking, talking, just Jim Tan laundry dude who covers the Giants. He literally said knee-jerk reaction. He used those words when describing what the Giants have done, pointing out Eli has thrown
defense
600 yards and completed 65% of his passes, and it's like, guys, are we watching the same fucking game?
This is where as a gut handicapper, as an eye test guy, this is where I thrive.
He's not throwing it down the field. He's just not throwing it down the field.
But you're saying just as if this was a new thing.
No, Sean, I don't. You're doing that thing where you're trying to make it. No. I see you admitting loss, but I want you to admit loss for the last 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah. He's not throwing the ball downfield. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah. And
you're right.
Maybe for a long time.
He hasn't been. Maybe it helps to have Odell take that shit to the house on a 7-yard slant.
Yeah.
Now, what I was saying, I'm fully immersed in the spin cycle because, and it's my own spin cycle.
Yeah.
Because I'm just fully I don't care that they don't have a receiver right now. Danny Dimes is going to make something happen. If they had Daniel Jones on the field for that 4th down play against the Giants, they convert. You know why? He's mobile. He can run a little bit. What do we always say about teams that don't exactly have it all together? What helps? A quarterback that can move around.
Look at Josh Allen.
Look at Carson Wentz.
Are the Bills a dynamic offense right now? No. But Josh Allen.
They kind of are. They kind of are.
Well, you have to factor in the competition, the Jets.
Yeah.
and the Giants.
2 road games, though.
Yeah, 2 road games. And again,
2-0 to start the year.
It is.
Watch out, Patriots.
Josh Allen. I wish we could have bet this in the futures market, but Josh Allen is going to end up with more wins in MetLife Stadium this season than Eli Manning, and possibly Daniel Jones as well, depending on how many home games they get.
Oh, you're
and
so
how many
funny.
He's won two games in MetLife Stadium. That's more than Sam Darnold and Eli Manning combined.
Sean's a comedian. I know. This is part of the Fuck My Life tour. The K metric is
Mike
2-0.
Francesa. And if you're not following the Twitter handle back after this, it's just this one guy's mission to make Mike Francesa look like a complete asshole, and it's highly entertaining.
Doesn't take a lot of work.
But he says Eli Manning prevented Belichick and Brady from becoming the greatest coach QB duo ever by beating them twice in the Super Bowl.
They still kind of are, right?
No, I know. That's the whole point. They lost twice, and they've lost 3 times in the Super Bowl, but they're still hands down.
Yeah.
As much as
it's a baby fucking wheel, man.
The crazy part.
As much as I like to give the Patriots shit, you can't. There's really no argument against Brady.
And they lost the 3 they should have won. That's the craziest part.
That's the weird thing. Like, they were all very winnable Super Bowls.
Think about this:
up.
the greatest team, the greatest quarterback, the greatest coach, arguably in the history of the National Football League, lost as a 12.5-point favorite in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You want to talk about any given Sunday? They were almost a 2-touchdown favorite.
I was there, Ryan. I was on the money line.
I had plus 410 on the money line.
That was
I was hoping it would get to 420. It just felt right.
And I also hit the halftime and third quarter square for.
You're welcome, Sean.
Up until the DraftKings win. I think that may have been my biggest win all time because I parlayed Giants first half under, Giants second half under, Giants money line, and then Giants squares. And this was yeah. So
yeah, you probably cashed $3 to $5 grand on the squares, which at that point was probably. I mean, that's when
a lot of money.
That's when 4 of us were living in a 1,200 square foot house.
So I was paying like $425 for my rent. So that was good times. Ryan, you had been teasing out some poetry possibly, or some more Eli response.
I'll be completely candid with you, Sean.
Sure.
I started jotting some notes down, and I realized that this was not some. This was a long period of both of myself and Eli Manning's life.
Yes.
I'm not going to rush it. Now, I did write a haiku.
Okay.
In the spirit of Mr. Mike Francesa. And
because
in the spirit,
this is back-to-back poetry readings on the podcast via Ryan Real Money Kramer. Ryan, take it away.
And I believe I know what a haiku is. I believe I nailed it here.
575. And it has to be about nature, but you can talk about his nature.
This is the nature of the National Football League.
Okay.
I titled this Eli Manning. 2 Super Bowl wins. 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Canton in 5 years.
Eli Manning, not a Hall of Fame quarterback, in my opinion.
So what I started was I essentially started a letter to Eli Manning.
Yes.
Stay tuned. The next week or so.
When when Daniel Jones is out as starter and Eli Manning. I just want to hear him be named starter one more time for old time's sake. If it's with Jacksonville, if it's with Giants.
Well, I actually,
he's not waiving his no trade clause.
I was laying in bed, and I was looking at the Twitter, and I was having these thoughts like, what is going to happen to Eli? He's taking it like a true pro that he is. And then I had a thought. I'm like, holy shit. You know who likes quarterbacks, and you know who probably almost certainly thinks that Eli can probably still sling the rock around. Old John Gruden out there in Oakland.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going to say John Elway.
Do you think, he's figured out why he doesn't like his current quarterback? Too good looking. John Gruden, not a fan of a good looking quarterback.
John Gruden's going to get himself a young stud. He's going to get Tua next year. That's
what is Eli retiring or is he going somewhere?
What do you mean?
I'm dead serious. Will he try to like go some? Will first of all, is there a market for him?
I think he'll try and see if there's a market for him, but he'll probably go into TV.
If Teddy Bridgewater gets fucked up this weekend, is he signing with the Saints? Are they trading?
He said he's not waiving his no-trade clause, and I think he would rather not.
4th round pick?
I don't think he wants to play anywhere else.
No, of course not. He doesn't have to. I mean, and you know what?
Right, he
Sean,
hasn't had to play since 2011.
Let's give him a dap for not being one of these fucking millennial pussies who the second things go wrong, they're commanding a trade.
No,
he's a man.
He's a guy who became very comfortable accepting losing. A lot of guys are like, "Hey, I want to win. I demand to play on a winning team." Eli Manning, not that guy, and he gutted it out and just lost game after game after game for years on end. So kudos to you, Eli Manning, for your 162 and 162, a fitting metaphor for your perfectly mediocre career.
But can we talk about Sean O'Hara for a real quick second?
Sure.
What is his problem?
He's a guy with brain damage who likes his quarterback.
The defense gave up 63 points. Correct.
Yes.
True story. The defense also had to defend quarterbacks throwing the ball down the field. Much more difficult than throwing it to.
If you're not getting first downs and putting up points, it puts pressure on the defense. How NFL players don't understand that, I don't get.
Kurt Warner coming to the defense of Eli Manning. The ironic thing there is Eli came in for Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
Game 4 that year. Fully disagree. If you watch the film, Eli was one of the few guys playing winning F-ball for that team. Maybe I'm biased, but there is nothing worse than an F-ball than a team making the QB the scapegoat for losing.
Well, he is right. Everyone on the Giants sucks.
Oh, here we go.
Am I wrong?
Okay. I mean, let's go.
Let's go, Ryan.
Listen, Danny Dimes is coming in, and the spread didn't move this week, Sean. The spread did not move.
The spread is dead, and so is Eli Manning. You want to wager against Daniel Jones? Do it at your own peril, and do it over at mybookie.ag, the presenting sponsor of the Sports Gambling Podcast. All the blogs, all the podcasts, Inside Vegas, EPL Show, the college experience, every single blog and article, the creation of Daniel Scones, all that sponsored in part by mybookie.ag. A lot of podcasts, they got their hat in hand. Hey, subscribe to our Patreon. Hey, do this, do that. We're not begging for money. All we're saying is, hey, mybookie.ag scratches our back so that we can provide you all this free content, and it is completely free. MLB picks, NFL picks, college football picks, all completely free, all just awesome fucking content, and it's all free, and it's all due to the underwriting of mybookie.ag, the presenting sponsor of the podcast. They have a formula over there. It's play, win, and most importantly, get paid. Use that promo code SGP. 100% deposit bonus. We're taping this Wednesday night, Ryan. The best prop bets for NFL Thursday night.
No way.
Already up.
No
Already
way.
active.
Wow.
no!
Did you happen to take a look at the old Monday night column by your boy Ryan Real Money Kramer?
Getting the fans paid, Ryan.
All over Odell Beckham. All over those Odell Beckham props. So you're welcome. Can we? Oh man, let's get through the recap because
we will, Ryan. But before we do,
I got some things to say.
An update on the free roll football contest. Congratulations to C Racer 45.
Ooh.
You are the week 2 free roll football contest winner. That means you get some sweet merch. Contact us, podcast at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. And again, reminder, the prize pool, $3,500, still a chance to get it up to $5,000. Sign up, get in, get active, get that merch. Maybe get hot. There's still a chance.
Oh, hot.
Presented by our good pals over at BetSperts. And go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/contest. Sign up today. Ryan, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Who are our top 3?
Oh, well, Sean, we have a log jam tied for second. So in first, we have Goaty 15, 23 correct picks, 23 and 9 overall.
Oh, wow.
tied for second. All these guys have 21 correct, and some of them didn't even pick all the games. Maybe there's pushes in there. Chris Buck 40, C Racer 45,
Ooh.
Bucktosphere. I think he was the week 1 winner, or one of them.
Makes sense.
Rob G, Slimebag 44.
Sounds like our listeners.
Hunzaker Week,
All right.
something like that. Anyway,
sportsgamblingpodcast.com.
I'm not seeing any of the old regular names, that's for sure. Not seeing
Adrian Peterson.
Not seeing
Again,
Adrian
all
Peterson.
time.
Not seeing Baby fucking Whale.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Thursday night game. And again, Ryan, maybe it's because we had TJ Reeves on.
No.
To Bucs radio announcer, a radio sideline reporter, to help break down the Bucs-Carolina game. Had some good insight. He was all over Greg Olsen being a handful.
Yeah, he crushed it.
Also Godwin. So if you started Godwin in your DFS captain seat,
he did well.
Yeah, so good angle in the game, and we both had the Bucs catching 7, Bucs 20, Panthers 14. Again, ugly game. I've said it all along. Cam Newton is not right. He's lost 8 starts in a row. Maybe they finally put him out of his misery this week. It seems like that's where things are going.
I love how there's a whole like and like definitely cue the X-Files. Why are we all pretending like he had a setback this week?
Yeah.
What
He
it
looked
was
exactly the same week 1 and week 2.
I mean, yeah, kudos to you for being all over this, because even the beat reporters are in on it. They're like, "Oh, Cam looks completely healthy. Nothing to see here."
It's one of the, listen, you take some stances early on in the season. And again, I'm just not a Cam Newton fan. I don't know. The guy rubs me the wrong way. I'm not a scarf guy, whatever it is. But I pointed out the guy is not planning on that foot. He is not able to throw the ball. He's leading the league in off-target passes.
Sean, are you ready to disclose your top secret announcement? You are now going into the medical tout business online. You're going to be throwing
Pro Football Doc, baby.
You know that you saw that he wasn't putting that weight on that plant foot.
I did when I was preparing my notes, right? I did admittedly go to profootballdoc.com.
No way.
Yeah. He is running a free thing, weeks 1 through 4. His little his injury index thing is
pretty cool.
It's helpful. It's pretty solid. And now, so take a look at that. And good for late breaking kind of stuff. The Colts 19, Tennessee 17. We both had the Colts +3. Wish I would have made this a money line or like a dog play. I had them in a couple things and a couple parlays, but the Frank Reich looks good. This team is good. They have talent. Vinatieri is kind of the one like complete fuck up. I mean, if he hits a couple of those,
check his wire transfers this week, please.
So that guy could be.
He was going for it.
Yeah, he said he has demons. It seemed like he was about to retire. He didn't retire. Again, Marcus Mariota doesn't look like a NFL quarterback, not throwing the ball downfield. I think he's got like a thigh issue now, but tough loss for our gals at home. #.
Yeah, I mean he's in the perfect city for demons. I'm sure Jim will show him the way. Gosh, I think you were about to say this, but man, I really wish one of us had locked this up.
Yeah, it was.
Guess who gets to keep his dick this year? #tighten up.
Detroit Lions 13, Chargers 10.
San Diego Superchargers charge.
I made it my lock, and Jesus H. Mercy. What was it was the old Chargers. I thought we had moved on. I thought things had changed. I thought the Chargers, you got the Austin Eckler fumble at the 1-yard line.
That was really
You have
different.
2 miss. I go into the game knowing they're going to miss 1 field goal, but he missed 2 field goals, and then Phillip Rivers' interception in the end zone. So you have 4 trips inside the red zone or on their side of the ball, 0 points. If you can get just 6 points out of 4 trips, you win and you cover. God damn it.
Yeah, I was.
They were moving the ball so easily, shutting down Detroit. Detroit got 1 touchdown.
I do think that I was. I think I was distracted by the shitty Giants game because I don't remember watching superfan Justin Decker have one of those heartbreaking afternoons. And when I looked back at the game,
I lived it. I was clapping around. I was calling him Phillip. He played a good game except that interception in the end zone. Oh, God damn it. And Eckler looked great. He's been a fantasy stud except for that fumble in the goal line.
You can't do that. Melvin Gordon might be coming back now.
Rare leverage for Melvin Gordon. Buffalo Bills 28, New York Giants 14. Glad I bet on this. I had the Bills minus 1.5.
Why didn't you
never sweated it out?
I had put them in the timeout, and then you let me change my pick.
I did, Ryan, for the good of the podcast. Josh Allen moving around. Josh Allen 2-0 on the road.
Giants. I'm going to revisit my opinion on the Giants defense. They do have a shit defense.
Yes.
It does seem like they have a shit defense.
They have a shit defense that's not getting any help from the offense.
Another reason why it's helpful to have a quarterback throw the ball.
But again, a bad defense can be covered up. Like the Eagles have had their struggles on defense at times with the secondary. You saw it with Washington. You saw it at times against Atlanta, guys getting beat and stuff. But if you have a good offense, you control the ball, you can cover up a lot of blemishes.
That's the problem, right? You give up 63 points because you're on the field the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Because you're not giving the ball to Saquon fucking Barkley.
Baltimore Ravens 23, Arizona Cardinals 17. Baltimore, the last leg of my tease, couldn't cover the -7. Jesus Christ, the Ravens felt like in control of this game, but Arizona, definitely not a team I had in my frisky, possibly scrappy thing. And again, I didn't think Kyler was a real name or a real quarterback. I've kind of been they've been a little feisty. And this Ravens team, here's Arizona, 3 times they kicked a field goal within the 5-yard line.
Probably
when did Cliff Kingsbury become such a fucking pussy? You're the air raid offense. I wish we had. I want to tweet at Mike Leach.
Yeah,
Mike Leach, you go for that. Come on, dude.
Yeah, talk to your boy.
Also, especially you're the Cardinals, right? You're the Cardinals right now. No one expects you to do anything. That's why you go for it on 4th down, in overtime. Like you don't play for the tie in overtime at home. You're in the 5-yard line. You go for a couple of those. And Kyler Murray, he's done a good job of being cool. He gets super deep depth, like in the pocket, so you can see the field well. I've been Larry Fitzgerald back-to-back 100-yard games. I've been surprised. I've also been super surprised that the Cardinals defense hasn't been a complete disaster because I thought Patrick Peterson, Cliff Kingsbury running the ship. But maybe it's just, they brought in a defensive coordinator.
I also think they honestly believe they can be competitive because Kyler Murray is going to run around and make plays. He's got a little of that like Vic when Vic was playing for Andy Reid where he's just dropping way the fuck back and just slinging the rock around.
Yeah, and he does a little bit of the flick of the wrist, although I think Vic was faster and a better runner.
That being said,
Kyler's kind of hung in the pocket.
They never had a chance. It's a weird 6-point game.
Didn't feel like it, but I think a lot of that is, dude, you have to go for it. You just,
Agreed.
New England Patriots 43, Miami Dolphins 0. We were on the side of the Dolphins because we thought we got cute, Ryan. We thought we'd be sharp. Pat's coming in 5-0 straight up when spread's over 18, 0-5 against the spread. There was a lot of value here, and the value was just not watching this game.
Let's start marking this down on our sheet too, but penalty box, or what are we calling it? Timeout?
Dolphins are in severe timeout.
You can't bet them anymore, right?
Everyone's asking to
Sean,
be traded off the team.
What would the spread between Clemson and this team be?
That's one thing to hang my hat on. I never in my lifetime have they talked about the Eagles versus a college team as a potential matchup.
Maybe you just ignored that conversation from when you were younger.
No, because when they were 3-13 with
had some bad years.
Bobby Hoyne, even that Dream Team year, they were 4-12. Dude, Michael Vick would have fucked up any college football team.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right. Dallas Cowboys 31, Washington Redskins 21. I like the home dog. You did the disgusting act of picking the Cowboys. Kind of a game with Washington in the first half. I rewatched this game at the gym on the elliptical machine. couple things I've noticed. Our boy Lombardi pointed this out.
Oh.
The lack of physicality with this Redskins team, and when it's hot,
Yeah.
and especially the second half, this is when things fall apart for the Redskins. But early, I mean, you saw with both games, both division games. First half, they were hanging around, they had leads, and then it all falls apart. So maybe look to just fade Washington.
Jerry Jones can't be happy right now.
Why is that?
Because that price tag just keeps going up and up.
You got to get the deal done before the Miami Dolphins game, right?
Well, I mean, maybe a conspiracy. I don't think so, though. He's got his puppet still coaching the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to twist his fist up Garrett's ass in a way where Zeke gets a lot of carries. Hence why I started him in DFS this week. They can't keep they can't let Dak have like fucking 11 touchdowns through 3 weeks.
Well, and
that's going to cost a lot of money.
I think what's the backup guy's name? The rookie.
Backup.
The second string Cowboys running back.
Oh, Pollard.
Pollard might actually be the play because if they get up early, Zeke's fucking heavy ass isn't gonna want to be running out.
Zeke's got to catch up. He's got to get those numbers going.
No, but I think Pollard might be a sneaky DFS play because I don't know what its price is, but
Dallas looks good though. Clear
some
favorite to win the NFC East right now.
All right, relax. Jacksonville Jaguars 12, Houston Texans 13. We both had the Jags catching 9. Gardner Minshew the second. Not a super ugly game as these AFC South games tend to be. Easily covered. I had them to win outright. God damn it. Just why would you give the ball to Fournette there? Gardner Minshew, your one touchdown drive. How did you have the touchdown drive? It's with Minshew running around and kind of improvising plays and doing his little shake and bake and whatever. Why would you take that away from Minshew? All these 2-point plays, the ones that piss me off the most are run up the gut against a strong front and fade passes. The plays that I love the most are run pass options.
Don't forget the Ben McAdoo draw play from the 5-yard line.
This was it wasn't a complete loss for Gardner Minshew. Ryan, I don't know if you saw this. Gardner Minshew, he got an offer after this game, an endorsement deal.
Oh, what's he getting? Who's he?
Gardner Minshew was offered $1 million.
Oh shit!
If he leads a weekly exercise a class or some sort of, if he does a weekly exercise, because there's been all these stories about him. He just he wears sunglasses and a jock strap and warms up like that. It's kind of his ritual. He's a character.
This guy really is Uncle Rico.
He is. The entertainment site Cam Soda offered him $1 million if he was going to do these routines while wearing his jock strap. He would also be a brand ambassador for Cam Soda's knitted intimate apparel, some sort of a penis puppet. So if things don't go, so maybe when Big Dick Nick takes over.
What's it called? Cam Soda?
Yeah, just Google. Oh, come on, Ryan. You don't know Cam Soda, the Cam Soda gals?
Oh my God!
Thank God my wife doesn't listen to the show.
Turns out it's porn. Okay.
Cam Soda. They also threw out a Big Dick Nick reference in the
shit
in the press release. So opportunity avail for the Jags. But again, Houston didn't look good. Deshaun Watson continues to take shots. Bill O'Brien is just a drunken riverboat gambler who's just taking the entire riverboat casino and just destroying it into the banks of the Mississippi.
He's totally the guy that's going to be up $1 million.
He's the guy
Week
fighting
9.
you for his set of keys to insist on driving
Week
home.
9, he's going to be up 3 games in the division, and then he's going to find a way to blow it.
Pittsburgh Steelers 26, Seattle Seahawks 28. We were on the Steelers. We were on the bounce back game. Big Ben.
And you've heard the news, right?
Coming off a 30-point loss.
They were ready for this. He was hurt before this game.
Yeah. Apparently that was he had some, I don't know what you call it, tennis elbow.
I don't know.
I don't know what other illegitimate activities or horrific acts he's doing with that arm, but Steelers
holding the door shut.
Yeah,
it puts a lot of strain on the elbow.
They seem to respond a little bit with Mason Rudolph.
Upgrade Vance McDonald for fantasy because he went.
I've been all over Vance McDonald all season. And Juju took probably a little bit of hit, although I think he's still going to be a big volume guy. Seattle, 2 wins, combined
3 points.
Combined 3 points. I don't really know what to make of the Seattle team, but
winning
to
this
win
game.
in Pittsburgh at a 10 a.m. kick, I think they deserve some credit.
And begs the question, like, if he was hurt, how many points should he be worth? And are we taking away that Seattle, this is still an impressive win, regardless of the fact that they lost the quarterback?
I think they deserve some credit for that win. Cincinnati Bengals 17, San Francisco 49ers 41 points. I like the Bengals. I wasn't impressed with San Francisco week 1. I wasn't impressed with them going into the season. They just fucking kicked the Bengals' ass. I didn't give enough credit to that Youngstown, Ohio State. They didn't fly back to San Francisco and then fly to Cincinnati. They did the thing where they just hang out in Ohio, bonding.
Yeah, a lot of
team
TikTok.
rallied. Maybe I'm just way off on this 49ers team. I didn't see it, but the Shanahan offense, I was really just the Bengals defense, horrific. I think that was my big takeaway from this. I'm definitely upgrading the 49ers because I was highly underrating them apparently. But to me, this is also just a huge downgrade on the Bengals.
Doesn't
defense.
it make you wonder about the Seattle situation?
Yeah, but then again, that's that whole like the transitive property, not really the NFL thing. But
I get it. It don't
But
work.
losing by 24 points at home, including 7 garbage points at the end there with John Ross, God bless you. But I think that's a real knockdown. If you get your ass kicked at home, non-conference opponent in your home opener, that's a huge red flag for the defense.
And look, Shanahan, good coach. I think we agree with those points, and he's doing it again with no name running backs.
Mostly,
but I think we're still in the camp that Jimmy G's still trash. I think. I think the part of this.
Tough to say it.
But I think the part of this team that we misread was the defense, and I think their front seven is going to be good. And
they kept piling up talent, and now they're showing up. And this is without Bosa even. So
well, I was going to say, and I think the front seven is helping Richard Sherman play a little bit longer because he's washed up.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me.
Green Bay Packers coming off the long rest at home, 21, Vikings 16. Green Bay covered the number, but. Do you feel good about that win, Kramer?
Yeah, I feel great.
I mean, listen, it's good to win, but this Packers team, again, kind of like Seattle, 2-0, but kind of a weird 2-0, right? Where you're like, I mean.
They're 2-0 in their division, too.
That's huge. And they got up, 21-0, I think?
21-0. Look, these
They've also only scored 3 points in the second half of both games.
So maybe they're not adjusting well. They're still getting the win, right? And perhaps we're not in full-blown FU mode. That's all Tom Brady right now in the Patriots. Yeah. But they beat the Vikings. And these games, I think, tend to be odd. I think they tend to be a little strange. Didn't Rodgers get hurt by the Vikings a couple years ago?
He's got a hand. Rodgers seemed to injure his hand at some point.
It's just – listen – it's a divisional game. Both teams are competing. They got the victory. They covered the spread. I don't know what else you can ask for them.
This didn't move much for me, my take on either team.
No,
but
Kirk Cousins lost to a good team on the road.
You like that? You like that?
What are we – there's nothing here to talk about.
Kirk Cousins said, quote, "I won't be playing quarterback here much longer if I play the way I did Sunday." Well, Kirk, you're getting a shitload of guaranteed money, so you're probably going to be playing, but they may knock you down to that key number of 10 passing attempts.
Well, they will be home next week. So.
Kansas City Chiefs 28, Raiders 10. We were not fooled by the home dog, the home division. I laid this case out to Kansas City 14-3, road divisional games against the spread.
Look at you,
cover
so
pretty
smart.
easily. Oakland Raiders 10-0, and it was just unloading on that live line.
Oh,
So smart, Sean.
Oh, come on. You gotta pat yourself on the back a little bit.
I'm telling you, you're smart.
Rams 27, Saints 9. Rams covered the 2.5 pretty easily. Drew Brees got knocked out. Now he hand specialist. Won't be able to feel himself there for a little bit.
But he can do anything he puts his mind to.
It was interesting. I like the Rams, bet on the Rams, made up a lot of money in the afternoon. Yeah, the fucking Joe Buck and Troy Aikman tried to get the Saints fans all worked up again. You have horrible ref karma, Saints. I'm sorry. You just do.
Yeah, you employed Greg Williams.
The more you bitch about the refs, the worse it's going to get for you guys. Just suck it up.
Yeah.
You had the ball in overtime against the Rams in the NFC Championship game at home. You didn't. You lost that game. Okay, and the Rams.
Tell them how you feel.
The Rams, good. I a little bit of concern on some of that offensive line. Like Cam Jordan was really blowing up some shit.
He's
for
really
Jared
good
Goff.
though. I think he's really good.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm a little worried about that offensive line of the Rams.
All right,
but Aaron Donald looked great. Their defense looks good.
I really
enjoyed
those
black jerseys at home for the Saints. The heat, I think, was a real issue
on the road. I really enjoyed it when Breeze got hurt. I don't know what it is about him, but he's fallen to
he's
that.
annoying.
Like, he's just Is that what it is? We just.
I think I got to know him in the past couple of years when they were like trying to fucking rally around him and mic him up and stuff. Before he was never on my radar as an annoying quarterback guy. Denver Broncos 14, Chicago Bears 16. Mitchell Trubisky, game-winning drive. Oh man,
he's not good. Like you come at me. He's not good. This was a job. That was not a roughing the passer.
No.
And Denver
120 passing yards. You just can't keep winning with under 230 passing yards in games as a quarterback. You're just not going to win long term.
And Denver's does not look good, but Flacco at least. I would take Flacco over Trubisky. Yeah.
Maybe. Well, Trubisky when he runs.
Trade teams. Who's better? Flacco's at least going to launch the ball to Allen Robinson a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's going to take some shots.
That was a tough loss for this Broncos team. You get the 2 point, you get up. You got to get a stop there. You can't let the Bears.
It was the roughing the passer. It was a horrible call.
We both had the
horrible
Denver
call.
+2.5, so we won that, but Kramer made it your dog. So
that was a tough loss for the Dogs.
Eagles 20, Atlanta Falcons 24. Obviously, we're split on this pick. Carson Wentz looked like complete ass the first half.
Yep.
He rallied, made a bunch of great throws, great plays to get them back into the game. Nelson Aguilar had a horrific drop, then followed it up with a great catch. Zach Ertz can't get the first down. I mean, the team was horrifically injured, but
horrific.
I mean, I guess numbers-wise, their
Fucking
injuries
drama,
themselves
dude.
don't seem that bad. Alshon Jeffrey is out. Tim Jernigan's out. Deshaun Jackson's out. Dallas Goedert's out. So, huge hit. Ronald Darby is a liability now at the cornerback position. I don't know why he's still starting out there. He's either not fully recovered from the ACL or just fucking sucks.
Yeah, maybe both.
It could be a little bit of both. I was
a little bit A, a little bit of B.
I always thought, up until the injuries, I thought he was a competent cornerback. But I mean, he's really lost it. You can't get burnt that bad. Other than that, it was just kind of a tough game and some bad breaks. But I mean, the Eagles
tough spot.
It was a tough spot, and that was kind of like the angle there for picking the Falcons. Desperate team at home, prime time.
A lot of reasons I pointed out on the show.
Yeah, and I did.
I know
as
you
well.
were just blind and blood rage.
No, but I mean, they also could have easily. I mean, 2 or 3 plays. Right, if Nelson Aguilar catches that ball or Zach Ertz runs the route past, another half yard, they could have won that game. I guess you could make the other point that, if Matt Ryan actually hits those wide open receivers, maybe it's worse. But
maybe
Matt Ryan also was kind of trying to give that game away, leading the league in INTs.
It was a weird game all around, honestly.
And
it seemed like both teams were trying to not win.
It was kind of brutal hits-wise. Like, there were just a ton of hard hits, bunch of guys in the injury tent on both sides. Like,
Eagles are fucked up now, though.
Eagles are banged up. They got the Lions at home, but then they have Green Bay the following Thursday night. So it's going to be a tough little run here. But Lions at home is a decent spot for them. Cleveland Browns 23, New York Jets 3. We picked it pre-mono, so I don't know. What are you going to make of this game?
I mean, I think we would have been the Jets +7 regardless.
Probably because we got cute, but
another Washington State quarterback pops his
Luke
head
Falk.
up. We'll see how that goes. He practice squad to starter next week. That's a bit scary. Cleveland, what's your takeaway, Sean? They weren't that
Still not on board. Am I crazy?
well, I mean, yeah. They don't look like a winning team.
No.
I'll say that. They look like a team that's going to produce some fantasy points. Sean, unfortunately, the Close Your Eyes special off to a tough start, 0-1. We may have to make a caveat that the Close Your Eyes special excludes the Miami Dolphins. Because
feels like they're going to be special every week, huh?
They are going to be special every week if they lose 49-0. So what do we got to do? We have any business before we get to the week 3? Oh.
Kramer.
Uh-oh.
Sports Gambling Podcast brought to you by Sports Gambling Podcast YouTube channel, man. Got it all going on over there. Subscribe. YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Again, we're going to get the subscriber count up because once we do, then we will be going live.
Ooh.
We'll be doing the podcast live, not just the Periscope. So a lot of fun over there. YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Parlay Queen. Also, she's doing videos. She's got her picks from the throne. Check her out. Guys are tweeting in. Good record. So check that out. YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Really put these videos together. Huge pain in my fucking ass. So do me a favor and watch them. Rate, throw us a subscribe.
Get off my lawn.
No, I mean,
It's a total backhanded thing you're doing right here.
What?
I'm working really hard here.
Yay! I'm trying to inspire the listeners to support the YouTube page. Just subscribe. If you're more a guy who listens to podcasts on the old iTunes, that's cool. But come on,
if you want to listen,
one button.
Yeah, you want to watch a little earlier. You want to get the show a couple hours early.
It's true. Get that YouTube page going.
Get on that YouTube page. All right, Sean, we got some Thursday night football.
Couple quick notes.
Oh, all right.
First time in 32 years that there's been a week with multiple 20-point spreads. So historic event.
Good.
And at Nick L 1912 pointed this out. Great little nugget here. Haven't seen anyone address the amazing feat Adam Gase pulled off. The two teams he's been head coach of in the past year are a combined 44.5-point dog in 1 week. If you add all the times Belichick has been a dog in his Pats career, does it add up to 44.5? I mean, I think you could take the past 5 years at least.
It's a legit thing.
That is a great stat, and I'm going to blame the smelling salts. At least I know from my performance, I look at the numbers. Week 1, I decided to get cute, do smelling salts and LaCroix, a horrific 3-12-1 that I put myself in. Week 2, I get back to the basics. Jameson on the rocks, 8-8, respectable.
Okay,
I'm working back. I'm
working
rallying. I'm doing it for the team.
Yeah, 9-7 over here. So swept the late games, no big deal. Sean, almost a year ago to the day.
Let's fucking go!
Well, and what better way to represent Let's Fucking Go by having a sweet AFC South battle on Thursday night.
Gotta love that early look at the AFC South.
Almost a year ago today. Week 3 last year, Tennessee took on Jacksonville, and it was a thriller. Tennessee won 9-6. They can't make the total low enough. Tennessee has the Jacksonville -2 for Tennessee, -130 on the money line. Jacksonville +110. 38.5 is the total. I'm still not sure Tennessee's any good, and I'm especially not sure Tennessee should be a road favorite on Thursday Night Football. Mike Vrabel, I'm not sure. Whatever's going on with Ramsey, I think we're overstating it maybe, and
well, it seems like he's going to get traded.
Yeah, but I'm saying
sources close to me, aka some dog's Twitter, say he's going to be traded Friday to the Chiefs. However, Jalen Ramsey will play for the Jacksonville Jaguars, according to their head coach. The Titans still missing their left tackle. And the Titans, 4-17 in divisional road games. #Tighten up.
You nailed it.
Isn't this Minshew time? And it feels like two forces are combining here. Gardner Minshew needs to get a win because the guy is just oozing. It's just drip squad on steroids. And doesn't it feel like a Thursday night team is due to win at home? Like, we got to get back to Thursday night at home teams just winning and covering. And I think this is the game that does it, right? Mariota banged up. He's got a quad injury. That's going to be tough on a short week.
Yeah, Ryan. We might have a Ryan Tannehill sighting. Is that possible?
Feels like a lateral move. Possibly an upgrade if he's healthy.
Real quick, this from Spread Investor, at Spread Investor on Twitter. Who would have won the fight between Doug Marrone and Jalen Ramsey? And he says, keep in mind, Doug Marrone is a 6'5", 275-pound man who grew up in the Bronx in the 70s. Ramsey's 6'1", 194, and whines constantly.
I would kind of give it to Marrone. Like,
by a mile.
Jalen Ramsey's a much better athlete, but in these ugly street fight type situations. Well, also, if you've ever gotten into a fight, it's not like a clean boxing match.
No.
Usually just the bigger guy kind of ends up falling on the littler guy.
He's so much bigger. Anyway, how do you not just take the under in this game, right? Both teams have pretty good defenses. I'm not a total expert. In fact, I'd say probably bet the over since I'm even thinking about betting the under here. But yeah, we got to take the home dog, right?
Yep.
We're back on it. Let's do it.
Home time, baby.
Sunday, Denver. They head to the road now. Man, they really needed to win that game last week. They head to the road. They're taking on Green Bay. Green Bay, a 7.5-point favorite, minus 365 on the money line. Denver, plus 305. 43 is the total. You know, Green Bay is one of the defenses I penciled in for my streaming fantasy this week. Denver, Flacco has moments where he looks okay. I don't think he's going to have those moments on the road. And this team the offense just looks like trash, right?
Yeah. It's weird because the Packers offense has only put up, 31 points in 2 games?
Yeah.
But those were division games, possibly
good
tougher.
Defenses.
Yeah, and it's weird. I kept thinking this Vic Fangio defense, a decent amount of talent, the home field at Mile High would kind of make them secretly scrappy, but it just hasn't happened. The Rodgers-LaFleur dynamic, they've kind of a couple bumps in the relationship. They seem to be feeling it out. But Denver, non-conference road game after a tough loss, kind of feels like the Green Bay Packers offense gets a little bit better. But more so, how does Denver score on the road against this Green Bay defense that's been quietly good?
Well, I think that's the story for me. I think we're not yet talking about how they've played pretty good. I mean, granted, they faced Kirk Cousins and Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
But they've held Kirk Cousins
and
Mitchell Trubisky to 19 points.
Isn't that in the Joe Flacco range?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think they shut them down. I think Denver is.
This feels like a 28-14 game.
I mean, even if what I would throw out there is Denver, in theory, Fangio knows playing the Packers from his time in the division. He also has the pass rush in theory to bother Rodgers because that's the way you bother Rodgers. That being said, I'm laying the points here.
Yeah,
I'm laying the points.
I'm going chalky. Give me the Pack laying 7.5. Definitely, probably teaser potential.
It's
right?
7.5 for a reason. They are begging you to take Denver. I think this line goes up to 9.
At NJ Colts guy, what's happening with Aaron Rodgers FU mode? He's right now. I would say it's F us, but I can't say that because he's 2-0 ATS.
2-0 ATS.
So
made some money on him both weeks. So I'm not sure what the problem is. Right? We're here to win money. Yep. We're here to cash tickets. He's cashing tickets.
Could have been prettier. Yeah.
Mr. Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions, they head down to Philadelphia, where Philly is a 6.5-point favorite, minus 270 on the money line. Detroit plus 220. 46 is the total. Before you go on your number of reasons as to why you're going to take Philadelphia in this spot, they're so banged up, and this Detroit team is playing scrap. You wouldn't believe it, Sean. They're undefeated. The Detroit Lions are undefeated. They are facing a good team now.
Here's the thing.
Well, Matt Stafford against winning teams, right?
Yep. Lock that up.
It's a big number, though. Number's too big. Number's too big.
Here's the thing. Would you adjust would you cross a key number of 7 just for a receiver?
No, but I think cluster injuries matter.
Okay.
I think as you pointed out how is Dallas Goedert?
He probably won't play, but I think
as you pointed out in the beginning of the year, that personnel important.
The 12 personnel is key to their offense.
And when you're taking Goddard off the field, that's completely changing what you can do from those formations. Also, frankly, like you have to be getting scared. Wentz, it looks like he's on a train that's going to crash and burn. He's not going to be able to sustain the punishment he takes. And some of that is himself. Some of that is he holds the ball. And that's
some
great.
Of it, but, I mean, really, that offensive line played like shit in Atlanta. And that's not making excuses for Wentz. He deserves a lot of criticism for that first half. But I would say I like this offensive line at home. I like facing the Detroit Lions outdoors. The Detroit Lion team we've seen was both – those were 2 dome games, right? That was Matt Stafford at home. And, again, the Lions – did you like what you see out of the Lions in the Chargers game? Because I didn't. I thought the whole time the Chargers should be winning this game, should be pulling it out. They didn't. Darius Slay, he's pretty solid. But I think Nelson Aguilar, Zach Ertz, I think they should be able to get the running game going. I think that's what I'm leaning on. But really, it's just kind of the Lions 10-20 ATS on the road versus teams with winning records since 2011. That is who Matt Stafford is.
Yep.
The Eagles at home, I like their chances to win and cover. I think we're underrating the fact that both Lions games were in the Dome, right? And did they look amazing in either of those games?
No, but I think here's what I'll say. I think Stafford will be able to – I think the way that the secondary is playing for the Eagles –
maybe Galladay gives them some
I think
problems.
the way the secondary is playing and the fact that they're not really getting a pass rush is going to create scenarios where Stafford should be able to pick them apart a little bit. To me, this game comes down to the Eagles' ability to run the ball. And if the Eagles are able to pound the rock against the weakness of that Detroit defense,
and
maybe it works. And I'm not sure I feel great about laying this many points with the state of this team right now.
This just seems
They've
like
played 4 bad quarters at least, right? Four bad quarters of football.
Well, I don't think I don't know. I mean, their defense has had serious lapses in the secondary. That obviously is a huge concern.
And Detroit has the talent to exploit that for sure. Hawkinson, Galladay, Marvin Jones, Danny Amendola. This is not a bad receiving core, and I think they're not. Sure, it's hard to go against that stat. Stafford versus a good team.
Yeah, to me, it's Stafford against a good team. Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson coming off a loss, going back home.
I wish this was 7, but I'm going to take Detroit.
It was 7.5 before the Falcons game. So if that to you feels like a 1-point adjustment over a key number.
If you're into that sort of thing. Baltimore heads to Kansas City, where this is maybe the game of the year so far. Kansas City laying 7, minus 290 on the money line. Baltimore plus 245. 53 is the total. Sean, I'm going to throw this to you because I want to hear your take on it. But, man, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the weakness of this Kansas City team their ability to stop the run?
Yeah. But didn't the Ravens kind of get exposed against Kyler Murray? Like, Kyler Murray moved up and down the field against this Baltimore Ravens team. I like this Kansas City Chiefs team at home. They just win and cover. I'm a little bit worried about the defense and their pass rush.
You don't think they were looking ahead past Kyler Murray? Like, they got the win. I wouldn't overly read into that.
The Cardinals got the ball 3 times within the 5-yard line of the Ravens. To me, that's not being talked about enough. Okay. And Mahomes, they were down 10-0, divisional opponent on the road, and just fucking threw 4 touchdowns in a quarter. As much as we want to get cute, I'm I'm trying to be less cute. And to me, this Kansas City Chiefs team at home against the spread, I just like this situation for the Chiefs. Right?
The Chiefs have played the Raiders and the Jags.
Yeah.
With a backup rookie.
So you're talking about two road teams. They won and covered pretty easily. Now they're coming home for their home opener. And you have the Ravens on the opposite side with a second-year quarterback who's just figuring things out. They beat two kind of subpar.
Harbaugh as a big dog, well coached.
That's a good angle.
They do things that they're going to be able to control the clock, and I think that's what we're going to see here. I think we're going to see a game where they will be able to run the ball. They will be able to limit the possessions, and if Mahomes gets off to a slow start like he did against the Raiders, they might be able to extend their possessions, make them feel the pain a little bit. Sure, maybe they win the game. I'm taking another dog here, Sean. I'm going to take Baltimore. I'm buying into the Lamar Jackson hype.
Kansas City, though, at home under Andy Reid. In September, 9-0 ATS in their last 9 games in September. Like I
didn't need to know that.
They just kind of figure they get hot. Hey, we're not talking about playoff Andy Reid, okay? We're talking about Andy Reid at home opener in September. With this offense.
Okay.
LaShawn McCoy's banged up.
I'll take the points.
I'm feeling chalky lately.
Listen, if you said, hey, Ryan, I'm going to throw Green Bay and Kansas City in a teaser, I'm not going to get mad. I would say I'm worried. I'm not sure if I'm playing Kansas City in survivor pools this week.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. So you want to talk about teasers? Green Bay is going in the teaser. I'm not sure I'm putting Philly. I'm not sure I'm putting Kansas City in the teaser. Let's take the points with Baltimore. Next up, Sean, Cincinnati. Who? Because I think we just have to suspend Miami from the Close Your Eyes special. Because they're suspended. Cincinnati, Close Your Eyes special this week as they head to Buffalo, and Buffalo is a 6-point favorite.
This is weird, and I was looking at the numbers in this. The look-ahead line for this game was 4 points, so that's a 2-point adjustment.
Two relatively meaningless points.
Yeah, but that's still decent movement, and I go back and forth. But the Cincinnati defense looks so bad. That's why I love Josh Allen and John Brown in DFS. And I was looking at it, and I bet Josh Allen, of all the quarterbacks, he's a young guy. I bet his home road split is pretty crazy. And I looked at it from 2018, 7 yards per attempt at home, 5.9 on the road, 60 yards rushing a game at home, 44 on the road, 6 rushing touchdowns at home, 2 rushing touchdowns on the road, 4-2 at home, 1-5 on the road. He's already got those 2 road wins. He's shown at least some modicum of improvement from last year to this year. And I just don't think this Cincinnati Bengals team, the Zach Taylor offense is interesting at times, but I've kind of seen the Buffalo Bills defense to be pretty solid. Now, especially at
Against
home.
Who?
Home opener.
Sam Darnold and Eli Manning.
Right.
I like Buffalo's defense this week as well.
Right. I mean, Sam Darnold and Eli Manning do suck. That's a great point, but that's on the road. Now they're coming home against Andy Dalton. Does that feel like that crazy of a difference?
If Cincy hadn't just gotten thrashed, because I think we saw they have some potential here. They had a nice game. They maybe celebrated a little bit. They got thrashed. Now they'll be back. I'm observing the Close Your Eyes special. I'm taking Cincinnati plus the 6 points. And Sean, you mentioned the look ahead. I meant to throw this out. Kansas City look ahead was 4.5. So
yeah,
you want to talk about line value? That's going all the way up through 7.
Well, I like the Bills, man. I like the Bills a lot at home. 6 is maybe too high,
lay
but we
6
know
with
the
Josh
spread's
Allen.
Dead. We know the spread's dead.
Less than 6 inches between the eyes. Definitely don't want to lay.
This feels
6
good.
points.
One of us is going to have a great week, right?
It will be great for the show. Atlanta heads to Indy, where they remember, Sean, first 9 games for Atlanta in a dome somehow. Indy is a 1.5-point favorite, minus 130 on the money line. Atlanta plus 110. 47 is the total. When I was watching the NFL Network's preview of the season, and I heard Rich Eisen say, "You know what? I'm going to stick with the Colts as my pick to win that division." I kind of was like, it is like a strong play, and it also, that roster. You'd heard all the talk. I don't think we necessarily agreed with it wholeheartedly, but they are balling out. And again, why are they not -3 here? Maybe you say, hey, it's Adam Vinatieri. He's going to miss another couple extra points. Okay, but isn't this number wrong? Like, why is Atlanta?
T.Y. Hilton a little banged up. I think he's sitting on questionable. But again, that Eagles-Atlanta game was super physical, and they kicked the shit out of each other. Eagles are going home. Atlanta's non-conference road game. To me, that's where the difference is. And this Colts team, they're getting some confidence, right? They probably felt pretty good about that Chargers game. If it wasn't for Vinatieri being a loser who has demons, I don't know how you have a demon in an extra point, but
I'm talking about Tennessee. They played Tennessee, right?
No. I'm saying he also missed kicks in the Chargers game.
Got it.
That probably cost them the game. And the Falcons, this is courtesy of BetSperts, 1-10 straight up, 0-11 ATS against the last 11 teams in the AFC. So again, not great non-conference games. And the Matt Ryan dome record is kind of inflated because he plays at home, so the dome record looks pretty good. If you actually break down his home road splits, I think we're going to see something closer to what we saw in Minnesota than what we saw in Atlanta. And what we saw in Atlanta wasn't that good. He missed wide open guys. They should have been up by a bigger amount. He threw an interception in the end zone to Nate Gary, who was just fucking standing there. He's leading the league in interceptions. Now you go on the road against this Indy defense that I've been kind of high on preseason. I was kind of high on when they got rid of Andrew Luck. I thought over 7.5 for the Colts on the win total was a good price. So I'm going to keep riding with the Colts. And Frank Reich is a really good coach. You want to talk about why the Eagles have struggled in the first quarter, you can put it on Carson Wentz, but I think certainly some of it could be the loss of Frank Reich. Like, the guy was really good at scripting that first batch of plays, getting the team off to a hot start, and when you're playing from ahead, it makes everyone's life easier.
Yeah, this is probably the first game where you're as much as I would love to tease a team like Atlanta up through 7. Indy should be 3.
Zero, you mean?
No, Atlanta.
Sorry,
Atlanta up through 7.
Yeah, okay.
The Wong teaser there. Indy they should be 3 points here. This is just a bad line. Give me Indy -1.5. Next early kick, Oakland. They head to Minnesota, where I think we'll just continue to say it. This team should be good in the spaceship. Minnesota -8.5, -410 on the money line. Oakland 330, 43.5 is the total. It's Kirk Cousins versus a bad team. He's going to do well. This defense, I think, is going to shred Oakland.
Isn't this the perfect Kirk Cousins game?
It is.
10 a.m.,
yeah.
Non-conference, no pressure. Isn't this the game? These are the type of games where Kirk Cousins gets paid.
Crushes
right?
it. 4 touchdowns coming.
300 yards. He goes off, and you look at his numbers at the season, you're like, Kirk Cousins doesn't suck. Why does Sean keep saying Kirk Cousins sucks? I don't get it.
So
he's a hater.
I threw this out on Twitter earlier. Teaser alert, because no pun intended there, Sean. Definitely going to pair this with Green Bay. Tease them both down. I also threw out the money line parlay for Minnesota and Green Bay this week. You put those together, -175.
This just seems like the type of team.
What goes wrong?
Minnesota beats, right? Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer, 53-28 ATS as the head coach of the Vikings. Vikings 29-12 ATS at home since 2014. This is their spot, right? They're gonna take care of business against this bad team, and I think they're gonna do it. As much as we're saying Kirk Cousins, blah blah blah, they're gonna do it by pounding the rock and just beating the shit. That's why I put Dalvin Cook in my DFS lineup.
I think they get some passing work in there too, though. I do think he's going to be over 10 attempts.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if he's under 20.
Yeah,
because
are you laying the points here?
Oh yeah, It's a big number.
Is Gruden still in timeout?
I feel super chalky. Yeah, don't let that first game throw you off.
Let me write it down. Raiders. So we have 2 teams in timeout right now, Dolphins and Raiders.
You going with Minnesota as well, Kramer?
Yeah. I'm not chalky enough. I just, man, from a teaser perspective, like this might be my biggest. That money line parlay might be my biggest bet. Jets coming off Monday Night Football. They head to New England, where New England is a 23-point favorite, minus 3,700 on the money line, plus 1,600 for the Jets. 43.5 is your total. Whew. Luke Falk.
Why is this bigger than the Miami-Dallas game?
Because the Patriots are on real fuck you mode, and they have a good defense.
Adam Gay said a great quote. If Darnold's spleen bursts, we have a problem. And this is another fun one I saw on Twitter. The Jets haven't scored a touchdown in Foxborough in 123 days. Jamal Adams says he hates being a Jet.
Yeah, unfollowed him on Instagram. That's a big deal nowadays, you know.
Yeah, that means you're mad at him.
I mean,
but
are we?
I feel like the Jets. Am I crazy that the Jets are? I probably am crazy that the Jets kind of cover against New England.
It's 23 points. New England's also sneakily in fuck you mode.
Yeah.
Right? They're in full blown fuck you mode.
Give me New England minus 23.
Can you really?
Do we really have to handicap this? What are you gonna say?
Well, we pick every game, Sean.
I know, and that's what's great about our show and our podcast.
It is annoying.
The Sports Gambling Podcast Network, but.
Wait, hold on, Sean. Let me this just in. Sean, I'm going to pass on this spot. There are better opportunities out
Passing is for pussies. Give me New England minus 23. And I
that's what Jameis said. All right. We can't take the points though. Here's the problem with taking the points. You know what OddsShark has a predicted score? 40.4 to 0.0. They predict the Jets will score 0.
The computer predicted 0?
0.0. I mean, don't you just take the under? Call it a day. Hope they don't get 2 pick sixes. I mean, as much as we like Mike Leach and we like Washington State.
Hashtag go Cougs.
Right,
we're starting
a quarterback that was on the.
Don't do anything that could mess that up.
We're starting a quarterback that was on the practice squad for the New York Jets.
He seems
against the Patriots.
He seems surprised that he's starting in the NFL. Yeah, I mean, you know what? This is the not cute week.
Adam Gase is the coach. You know what? Chalk. Let's go, New England.
Right?
Yeah, just
fuck it.
I mean, don't really play these, right? Don't lay 3,700 on the money line. Miami, which it technically is.
Wait, what's the other? Yeah, what's the money line price? Did you throw that out there?
Yeah, I did. Minus 3,700 for the
plus 1,600.
Stop it, Sean. It would take a lot for that to happen. I don't feel we might have to revisit laying 23 points. Miami, which technically would be a close your eyes special, they head to New England, where New England is they head to Dallas, where Dallas is minus 22, minus 3,500 on the money line, 14 to 1 for the Dolphins, 47 is your total. I saw the adjusted win total for the Dolphins is at 1.5. Not sure how they get to 2.
I thought I was so smart taking Dolphins over 4.5. No one will see.
Wait, do you really have a Dolphins over 4.5?
But I mean, when we picked it, that was
poor form, dude.
That was before they traded away Laramie Tunsil, Minkah Fitzpatrick.
They had been signaling that they were going to tank for a while. So.
Yeah, but they started Fitzmagic. They're a Florida team at home.
Good news, Sean. The Football Outsiders really like the big underdogs this week. Not surprising, Their fucking nerd model.
All right, I'm gonna. We gotta right the ship, Ryan. And by righting the ship, I mean we got to get rid of these 20-point games.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Dallas in the hopes that I curse them.
That is a disgusting act.
You can't take Miami. They're in timeout.
Yeah.
I think we just discussed this. They're in timeout. Do the Jets deserve to be in timeouts? Are two AFC's teams in timeout? I don't know. Let's go Dallas. Wow, Sean, we both take. When's the last time we both went with Dallas on the same podcast? It's a long time. I don't know.
You know what? I'm changing mine to Miami.
Are you going to take the
my dad might one day figure out how to listen to a podcast, and I can't have this on my conscience. Give me the Miami Dolphins.
Dude, really?
Look
You've been watching that shit?
Live dog, baby. Live dog. You know what? Here's the thing. If I'm going to sacrifice one pick just to fight
What do you think the look ahead was?
it was probably like 17.5.
15.5.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a touchdown of extra.
Great
movement.
value. Tremendous value. And if
New England's look ahead was 14.5.
there's a guy, according to Bleacher Report, parlayed Dallas, New England money lines, 1,000 to win 45.
Why would you do that? Like, what's the point of laying 1,000 to win 45?
I would rather do the opposite. I would rather parlay Miami and the Jets money line,
What's that
$100 to win all the money.
I'm actually going to price that. Next game, we're going to the afternoon kicks. Coming off long rest, Tampa Bay -6.5 at home, -280 on the money line versus Daniel Jones and the New York Giants, who are +240.
Scones.
48 is the total. Anything can happen down there in Tampa, a place where the Giants historically play well. I mean, all right, let's real quick. Jameis Winston and this Tampa team, I don't know if they should be laying almost a touchdown, right?
It's a fair angle.
What do you mean it's a fair angle?
I guess you could say
You can't lay that with Jameis Winston.
this Giants defense
They're pretty bad.
on the road. Bucs coming off long rest. They got some confidence. Daniel Jones.
Sean, if you parlayed Miami and the New York Jets this weekend and you put $100 on it, you would win $25,688.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I'm going to do that. I'm not fucking around.
It is the National Football League.
Dude, what was how big were the Bills underdogs last year against the Vikings? This was the same
It was a
week
couple
3.
touchdowns, maybe 17.
I think it was like 13, 14, 15 points.
It was around 2 touchdowns, somewhere in there. Yeah,
And they
Giant.
were like, no way that there's no possible way.
Sean, also as a gut handicapper, you like when a backup quarterback comes in, right?
It's fun.
Rejuvenates the team. Maybe the defense pulls their head out of their fucking ass and they do something. Maybe, I don't know. That's just too many points to be laying with Jameis at this juncture. Are you agreeing with me?
No, I'm taking the Bucs. Dude, come on. If I'm going to get burnt by the scone, then let me be burnt by the scone. But I'm not going to, I got to see the scone before I can lay the scone.
Yeah. I once heard Magic Johnson talk about scones. Apparently, apparently he didn't know what they were until he bought a Starbucks. Carolina coming off Thursday Night Football heads to Arizona. No real lines out there, Sean. So we're gonna roll with the Westgate line of -3 in the Super Contest. Boy, I mean, Cam's not playing, right? Like this line assumes he's not playing.
Yeah. And he's soft.
But so Kyler Murray, should he be a favorite though, even against
Larry Fitz, back-to-back 100-yard games. Arizona sneakily kind of scrappy. Kyle Allen, who it sounds like, I don't know why they're playing this guy, this dipshit, over Will Grier. Will Grier's a winner. Kyle Allen isn't.
Did you bet that Will Grier Rookie of the Year?
I don't
feel
think
like
so.
I feel like you threw it out. It was like 100 to 1 or something.
Yeah, it was something crazy. I threw it out there. I also, the more serious bet was Will Grier over under starts at a half a game. And I think that's still alive because I don't know about this Kyle Allen character. I haven't heard of him. But he was a big fan of Roger Staubach growing up.
Cool.
His dad knew him. Staubach sent Kyle Allen an autographed picture. And his cocky 10-year-old butt sent him back a signed picture. To me, I don't know, man. I keep going back and forth. I kind of feel like the Panthers are due for a win, but I kind of feel like Arizona's due for a win, right? Like they've played well in both those games, but I think I'd go Carolina here just because Cam Newton's not starting. I feel like this is going to be a close game. So, yeah, give me Carolina +30, but I don't want anything to do with this game, honestly.
Well, my take would be they're coming off long rest, and Cam Newton's not worth 6 points right now.
No.
This line moves 6 points. Cam, in the state that Cam was playing, I don't know. Maybe he's worth a point or two, but he looked like he was horrible dog shit. He was the reason they were losing.
Yeah.
So I'll stick with you. I'll take Carolina. Just fade this line movement. Next up, 125. I assume this is will this be America's game of the week? Probably. New Orleans heads to Seattle. They love Danger Russ there on the television. Seattle -5, -220 on the money line. New Orleans +180. 45 is the total. Can you play the lock sound effect, please? So you're telling me the Butler is going to go to the road, go to Seattle, and what was this line going to be?
That was what
Seattle -1. So Drew Brees to Teddy Bridgewater is only worth 4 points. Get the fuck out of here. This is a touchdown. Why is this not a touchdown?
Yeah, it's like this is where I kept going back and forth. I wanted to take New Orleans because I thought I'd get 7.5.
No.
I think if Drew Brees plays, in Seattle, do we remember the Skittles game? Like, I think this would have been -3. Seattle at home in September, they're very strong.
Lock consideration here.
I mean, also Saints 0-7 last 7 ATS. Cam Jordan has played really well. So
I think Bridgewater. I don't look. They may be fine, and maybe having practice and all that shit will help. But have we seen Teddy Bridgewater look good on the Saints ever?
No. And like I don't.
And he had a week of practice last year, week 17. Still looked like shit.
Yeah. It's also just New Orleans in Seattle, right? Like that's always a tough place to
Early
play.
Season, Saints outdoors. Early season, Seattle at home. They have a 4-point home field. So you're saying on a neutral site, Seattle's only laying 1 without Drew Brees. This one scares me because it really doesn't make sense to me. Next up, Houston heads to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers, where the Chargers are -3, -165 on the money line.
San Diego Superchargers, charge.
Houston +3 or +140 on the money line. 47.5 is the total. For me, same reason I took the Chargers in DFS. I just think this pass rush is going to be destructive in this game. Houston barely beat a backup quarterback at home in Jacksonville. Look,
Chargers coming off a loss.
Chargers coming off a loss, coming home to the soccer stadium.
Will actually feel like a home game.
One of the few. Superfan Justin Decker will be in the house, I believe.
I am kind of worried about the Chargers O-line against Houston's D-line. Like a Merciless and Watt against this Chargers O-line.
I think that goes both ways,
still
though.
at the Bitcoin conference. I mean, that's why I'd like the Chargers, right? So, gun to my head, I guess I just take.
Why do we like the Chargers all the time, man?
You know what's going to happen?
Why do we do this to ourselves?
They're going to win by 1. And we're just going to be fucked. I just don't like what I'm seeing out of this Houston team at all. I guess I was all over them week 1, but week 2, man. And Deshaun Watson's just so banged up. I think that to me is the real difference. Eckler is really solid for the Chargers. The Chargers just have more playmakers on offense. I don't know what it is. Just give me the Chargers.
They almost lost to Gardner Minshew. Phillip Rivers.
That's all you need to know.
Better. Next up, the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Mason Rudolph. They head to San Francisco, where San Francisco.
Rudolph with your nose so bright. Guide my sleigh tonight in the Bay Area. Chris Berman. He's back. ESPN Plus. Teej.
San Francisco -7, -270 on the money line. Pittsburgh +230. 44 is the total. We just discussed this. We think Drew Brees is worth more points. I think we both agree that Big Ben had not been playing his best ball, and maybe, just maybe, he's not worth 6 points right now. They moved this number from -1 to, 8 points from Pittsburgh -1 to San Francisco -7. Granted, San Francisco's performance had something to do with this. But goddamn, is there not a better situation than getting to fade Jimmy Garoppolo as a 7-point favorite?
Yeah, I'm on board. and this is where I wanted to be with New Orleans, right? This is kind of 7.5, and New Orleans doesn't
See if they rally.
Yeah, New Orleans is 1-1, right? The Steelers are 0-2,
and they traded a first-round pick. They still feel like they're going for it.
They have Minka Fitzpatrick, which will help the secondary. James Conner is he's a go. Mason Rudolph, he has some chemistry with some of the guys on the team. You saw like they kind of responded to him, and it's easy to give Tomlin a bunch of shit, but Tomlin throughout his entire NFL coaching career has never had a losing season. If you get to 0-3, that's tough to get out of it. I'm worried about the Steelers in the Bay Area. They're always really bad against the Raiders. It's a non-conference road game. Those are kind of the red flags.
Well, the good news is Ben didn't travel. Didn't that incident go down in Tahoe? Not just a stone's throw from the Bay Area.
It's not too far.
Not too far.
Mason Rudolph, though, putting all our action in Mason Rudolph.
But again, it just ask yourself the question: is Big Ben worth 8 points?
No.
No. The answer is no. Is he even worth 6 points? Probably not. So, love this spot. Let's go Sunday Night Football. Couldn't be any better. Coming off Monday Night Football. Cleveland hosts
back-to-back primetime games.
Cleveland. What could go wrong here? Cleveland hosts the Los Angeles Rams.
Larm, baby.
Just a much better team. Just a
much better coach.
I get it. We're laying 3 on the road. The dog pound will be rocking.
Will it? Because I feel like Brown Nation, even though they won by 20 points, they don't feel that great. I think their buttholes got super tight after the Titans loss, and it didn't expand during that Jets game. Like I think that was a moral loss for the Browns in a weird way. Because you look at the fans are still kind of pissed. I know our buddy Dave over at Big Play, they're big Brown guys over there, and just from seeing stuff on his feed, it seemed like Browns fans were kind of still like, hey, what the fuck? Like they weren't that excited about that 20-point win. Huge coaching advantage for the Rams. I guess what to me would scare me back in the Rams as a road favorite. Jared Goff, it's not cold, so he should be fine. If this game was played in October, November, December, little Cali boy Jared Goff, I'd really be fading. But I think since it's September, it should be okay. It's not super hot. I think will help them. Aaron Donald against this Cleveland offensive line, which has had some not great moments, I think will be huge for them. Slightly worried about the Rams tackles going up against Myles Garrett. I think that could be a point of concern. But I think McVay.
Have you seen how much Baker's getting hit?
That's what I'm saying. Like
Aaron Donald, period.
Aaron Donald, I think, could have a number of shots on our buddy Baker.
This just strikes me as a glorious misrepresentation of reality. The Rams are one of the best teams in the NFC. Cleveland, we're not even sure if they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
And on a neutral site, what do you make this number? Because
I would make it.
It's a touchdown.
Yeah.
So there's still value in the Rams. Lay the points. Monday Night Football. Chicago heads to Washington, where Trubisky's a 4-point road favorite, -200 on the money line, +170 for the Skins. 41.5 is the total. Sean, we can't do it, right?
It's really weird. I guess I'm backing the Redskins as a home dog.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not.
Why would I not?
Why would you do that? Because you don't want to take road Mitchell Trubisky?
Yeah. I don't want to take a Mitch as a 4-point road favorite on Monday night. In spite of the fact that this is an insane stat, the Redskins 1-7 ATS on Monday Night Football at home. The previous 18 incarnations. They're due. Give me the Redskins +4.
I
don't think they'll be as flat in the second half.
Pretty worried about this pass rush. Pretty worried.
Khalil Mack versus Case Keenum. That's a huge advantage.
But I think the Redskins defense should be able to prevent the Bears from scoring a ton of points.
Well, also, yeah, the Redskins, where have they gotten fucked? It's with the deep ball and with like vertical passing. And the Bears just don't have that in them. Like the Redskins front seven is really good, and they should match up well against the Bears offense of not doing shit, right?
I think what I would point to is the game we just previewed. To me, the gap between the Rams and Cleveland is much bigger than the gap between Chicago and Washington, yet Chicago's laying 4. I'll continue this. I feel like I'm on a lot of dogs this week, Sean.
I'm big chalk, baby. You've heard of big oil?
Fucking
I'm big chalk.
Ashy Larry over here. Yeah, give me the Skins. I don't love that, man. These Monday Night Football games are just shit. I'm not sad. I probably won't even watch that one, Sean. Huh? I'm just kidding. Check out my prop column. Just crushing it.
Oh my God!
What else we got, Sean? Is it
We've
time?
got the Lock Dog Tees presented by MyBookie.ag, promo code SGP.
Happy birthday. Whispering in my ear. Do I go first or do you go first?
Well, I've gone second the past 2 times.
You want to go first? Mix it up.
I'm 0-2 on my locks. I feel like I need a little bit of mojo. Ryan. I need a little bit of figuring this shit out. Seattle -5 is talking to me. Indy -1.5, but maybe that's just because I'm pissed at the Falcons.
We disagree on so many games, and we agree on the ones we like the most, I think.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Buffalo -6. I really like that, but it is Buffalo.
Don't disrespect the Close Your Eyes special.
That's also true.
You could go to Thursday night if you had onions.
I just don't like locking up Thursday night.
You could take the
I do like
Giants
the
in
Jags.
Tampa.
That is a good spot. Tampa, long rest.
Sean, we got to give something to the clients.
Yes.
Please
And
proceed.
I will
the
give.
Rams are out there too. Don't forget that. The spread is dead. Just pick winners.
You're right. I already gave this out on Sirius. Give me the Los Angeles Rams -3 in Cleveland. I'm fading this Cleveland team all day. For my dog, give me the Miami Dolphins at +1,400. All right, I'll give out a real one.
Oh, that's not a real one.
It's kind of is. You know what? Is the Jags +110? Is that in contention?
Sure. I'll give it to you.
It's kind of a bit soft though.
It is kind of a punk ass bitch play.
I'll give you do I like? The problem is I don't like a ton of dogs this week.
Do you want to give out a bonus lock?
Nah. Do we really think Pittsburgh can win in San Francisco?
Fuck yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can. Better coach team, better overall program.
I don't know about that. I think San Francisco gets the coaching edge.
Really?
Shanahan, yeah.
No, I'm still a little skeptical.
We can agree to disagree there.
All right, for my tees, give me Seattle +1. Give me Buffalo pick, and then close it out strong with Green Bay -1.5.
A lot of Wong teaser stuff that we're on the other side of.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
So what they say, like take the one.
So basically, you want to tease from 1.5 through 2.5, up through 3, 4, 7.
Has he seen Joe Flacco?
And you want to take 8.5
has
through
has
7.5
Wong
down.
seen Josh Allen at home? The price is Wong.
Yeah, that wouldn't be one of them, but you're close. You're close. My lock, Sean, Seattle. Again, this number is just way wrong. I know I'm laying 5 points. I know it's a weird number, but I feel like this should be like Seattle -3.5 if Drew Brees is playing. I'm way off.
If I had to guess the line, I would have said Seattle -3 with a healthy Drew Brees. That would have been my number.
And without Drew Brees, what are you setting? I would have said 8.5.
I would have. If you're trying to get equal action, I thought you'd have to set it at 7.5.
Who's betting New Orleans +5? Maybe I'm just the total square here, Sean. I gotta do it. Full week of practice.
Yeah.
He's gonna throw the ball downfield. +240. Give me Danny Dimes and the New York Giants.
Ryan, you're betting against our Tampa Bay to win the division at +1,500, just so you know.
Should I pick something else?
No, I'm not. I'm just pointing out how you're going to lose this game.
Should I pick something else?
Nah.
Are you sure? Because I'll be onions and take Baltimore if you'd like. That was the other dog I was going to throw out there.
Do what you want, Ryan. Enjoy your Giants pick.
Give me Baltimore. No, I'm taking Baltimore.
Nope,
I'm taking Baltimore now. You did it.
I got
you
in your head.
You got in my head.
All right, Baltimore plus 245.
Plus, the lady likes the Bucs, so it's going to be a weird weekend. Gonna have to watch the game together. Gonna act like I don't have a lot of money on the Giants.
Well, I think I may have to bring my wife over as well for football because it is my 1-year anniversary. So it'll be a couple, and Decker's not here. It'll be couples football day. At least we'll get some good food.
All right, Green Bay minus 1.5 on the teaser. Minnesota minus 2.5 on the teaser. And shit, I mean, as much as I don't want to put all my eggs in the Seattle basket, how does Seattle not win this game, right? Danger Russ is not losing to Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So you're going Seattle plus 1.
I'm copying you mostly. Seattle plus 1, Green Bay minus 1.5, Minnesota minus 2.5.
Okay, that makes sense. Hey, guys, remember the lock challenge. We'll be tweeting that out late Friday, early Saturday. You vote for whichever lock you like the best. We draw one winner to basically play for that lock. If it hits, they get $100 cold, hard cash. Of course, we got the pregame Periscope kicking off 9 a.m. Pacific. I think we figured out Ryan's Wi-Fi situation, so that'll be good. And rate, review, share on iTunes. Come on, we got merch. You guys want some merch? Leave a entertaining iTunes review.
Yes, please.
What more do you guys want? And, of course, remember to put your picks in over the free roll football contest over at BetSperts. Deposit, withdrawal. Play, win, get paid over at MyBookie.ag using promo code SGP4. Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Let's go, Daniel Jones.
Kramer. Let it ride.